Coming up, I tell you the only 5 primes you need to own. We upset my
Beat the
Cronus.
socks and you socks. Get
I reveal something pretty interesting about Hasbro's intentions and find my own way to display the 13 artifacts. Will you agree with my list or not? Let's find out. So let me get this straight. I've been dutifully collecting since day one every one of the 13 primes. My Cronus Prime, Solus Prime, Alchemist Prime, Quintus Prime, Nexus Prime, Prima Prime, Alpha Trion Prime, Vector Prime, Amalgamatimus Prime, Megatronus the Fallen Prime, Liege Maximo Prime, and Onyx Prime, and of course Imaginext Prime. And of course the most important thing was they told us to hold on to those artifacts because they're going to give us something really cool to do with them. And here it is.
What the f is this piece of sh**?
Welcome, Transformers fans.
Do you know they told us exactly what they were going to do on day one? Do you remember this reveal?
The 13 Primes. The first Transformer spots ever created.
That's right, there it was, right there on day one. Hold up, let me just bring it in real quick. You see that? They told us. Thanks, Hasbro. Whether you think that gold disc conduit thing is a bummer or not, a lot of people are just simply not going to want to collect all 13. So what I decided to do is determine at least what I feel are the 5 you must own. Now, of course, it's all subjective. This is my personal opinion. And of course, we know we're getting a new Vector Prime, so I'm leaving Vector Prime out anyway because I don't really love the mode. Now, your top 5 list may be completely different, but hey, this is my list, so I'm going to show you both modes, I'm going to tell you what I love about them, and I'm even going to explain the transformations for all 5 figures. So that's a lot. Feel free to skip forward and back. There will be chapter markers to make it easier, but I love the transformations, so I wanted to make sure I provided those as well. Anyway, this is my list, and in no particular order, let's just get started. First up, we have Megatronus the Fallen. Hasbro really crushed it right out of the gate. There is not a centimeter of space on this gorgeous leader class figure that isn't sculpted to perfect detail. His robot mode is tall, slender, and definitely menacing, and he comes packed with accessories. His Requiem Cannon, Spear, and Blast effects give him infinite playability. And that face sculpt is to die for, like literally, watch out. I think he pairs beautifully, by the way, with Liege Maximo, who is also on this list, and they're just 2 perfect leader class figures. In this short segment, I can't possibly show you all the cool posing variations and all the fun ways you can use his accessories, but I can show his awesome transformation. Let's do that. Start by closing up his fist, open up this forearm panel, and then tuck the fist away and then snap it shut. And of course, do the same thing on the other arm. Next, just give both forearms a 180 twist. Lift up the chest panel, stretch out the arms, and bring the inner panel down. Now extend out that inner panel and do the same with the outer panel as well. Flip up these treads on either side, then take his head, twist that all the way around, pull these panels out, and then give them this 180 twist. Now straighten out this whole piece so you can take the chest panel and fold it down and tab it into place just like this. Now bring out the treads on either side, pull these pieces up, flip them around, close it up, do that on both sides. Then you're going to tab them into the chest panel, and you might have to pull it down a bit so those big tabs go into those slots. Give his waist a 180 twist, and then take these little parts and kind of shove them into the corners just like that. Now twist around his leg at the knee, fold up this panel, bring this panel down, tuck the foot away, close the panel up, snap it up, and then hook it onto the leg. And of course you're going to do the same thing with the other leg as well. Just snap that into place and you should be good to go. Now flip the purple crotch panel down, and these 2 panels are going to tab into it on either side. Just line it up and then give them a good squeeze into place so they're nice and flat. Next, bring this panel down, it'll tab in there, and then 2 more tabs right here. Again, just flatten everything out and press it so it's nice and tight. Now grab his Requiem Blaster with that shoulder cannon attached, pull this panel out, elongate it, and then snap it back into place, and then take that port on the bottom and just flip it up just like this. Next thing you're going to do is tab it into the inner port on both of the arms and push everything into place and just line it up so it looks good, and then bring these 2 weapons and fold them out like that. With those fiery effects in place, this might be one of the coolest Transformers tanks we've ever gotten. It's certainly one of my favorite tanks, to be sure. I just love the details, I love how menacing it is, I love how alive it is with those fire effects. No other Transformer is going to stand a chance against this guy. And now on to our next Prime. Up next, we have Liege Maximo, another leader who's all class. Looking like something that grew out of your gamey's garden, he is one lean, mean Maximo machine. And yes, there's something slightly off about his current configuration. Can you see it? I'm leaving it in for the unappreciative nerds who would rather point out there's a panel out of place than thank you for all your hard work. But hey, thanks for the engagement. I love you too, jerks. Liege Maximo is actually the tallest of the 13 if you don't count Convoy, that big piece of Imaginext plastic, and yet he still manages to pack in incredible details like that silver metallic cabling running through his entire body. It looks so good. This was the piece that was out of place in the earlier clip, by the way. It'll flip around and become a port to hold his weapon. But when I pulled the weapon out, I left that piece on, left his arm hollow. It happens, get over it. Speaking of weapons, his artifacts are my absolute favorite. You have this blaster here that holds 3 darts that are meant to be shaped like spaceships from concept art, but also they just look like really tasty candy. But please don't try and eat these. You can't eat the darts, Kevin. It makes sense, of course, that most of the 13 primes do not transform into traditional trucks, cars, and jets. That's what makes them unique, and that is what makes the 5 figures I chose particularly unique. Honestly, I love a good spaceship that looks like a vegetable your mom tried to make you eat when you were a kid, so let's just get Liege Maximo transformed into that now. So first, just crack that head forward, and then take this assembly and lift it up and back. That'll allow you to take the head, tuck it into that little crevice, and close everything up again. Take these rubber horns then and twist them up, and careful, they will pull off, but you can always stick them right back on. Speaking of parts that'll fall off, these shoulder pads will come off pretty easily because they're connected just by that one port. But anyway, when you push them up on either side, just push from that piece that's underneath and hold them on so they'll hopefully stay on and not fall off on you. But if they do, just stick them back on. Next thing we're going to do is twist the arm outward, and yes, the red piece is in there, and do the same thing on the other side just like so. Next, unclip the shoulders from either side using that panel there, just pull it away, and then that'll allow you to pull the whole chest up just like this. The next thing you'll want to do is fold both the arms underneath that panel like this, making sure that these bits of the arms go inside that gap, just like so. Once those are lined up, you want to make sure these tabs go into those tab slots on either side. Just push those into place and your arms will be good. Next thing you can do is take the hands and turn them so the palms are facing down, and look at that, there you go. So far so good. Now just angle those big horns like this, and pull these cabbage panels down and away from his legs on either side, mostly just to get him out of the way for the next step in the process. And that next step is the good old waist twist. Next, pull these pieces apart and then untab that entire top section and straighten it out for one heck of an ab crunch. Just make sure that these tabs go into that tab slot right there. Just grab the entire bottom assembly, fold the whole thing over, move those cabbage panels out of the way if you need to, and then push the whole assembly down, making sure to line up those tabs with that tab slot. Then grab it right here and squeeze it into place. And once that's done, just make sure everything is tight. Now let's grab that badass blaster, and what we want to do is take this section in the back and just unclip it and fold it to the front like that so we can attach it to the rest of the figure. And we'll do that by finding these tabs here and connecting them to the bottom of the feet right there in those slots. Once it's all lined up, just give them a good press to make sure they're tabbed in and everything is stuck. And if you happen to pull out one of the darts, stick that back in too. Next, we can take the 2 large green panels and just maneuver them into place and tab them together using those ports and posts. Next, just fold these bits down on either side and then grab those shoulder pads, and if they're not already down, push them down and into place. Again, careful not to pull them off. And then you can take the horns and you can kind of line them up as well. A lot of those bits are sort of up to what you want it to look like. Similarly, just push this down or leave it up. I don't care, it's your toy. You can also fold these pieces in too, and they will tab in place. And there you go, you're done. Have I mentioned how much I love this alt mode? And yes, it does remind me of those giant carriers from Dark of the Moon. Just vegified. Yep, a massive and massively impressive robot mode, an excellent transformation, and an incredible alt mode make Liege Maximo a must-buy for me. Now on to the next. But really quickly, let me just put some respect on Onyx Prime's name. I did actually do a full video review of him. I do love the figure, but I just couldn't put him above Megatronus or Liege Maximo when I'm trying to decide 2 out of 3 leaders. He's a great triple changer, possibly quadruple changer. He's a lot of fun, but for this list, he didn't quite make the cut. Still, I love him. Moving to the Voyager class, again, 4 great options, but again, I had to make a couple cuts, so this was a tough one, but here are my 2 favorites. Amalgamus might be one of the most unique of the 13 primes, but I don't really love his main robot or alt modes, and I find the transformation a bit clunky, and I'm just not creative enough to make anything else cool out of him, so I had to cut him. Prima Prime has moved from about a 3 out of 10 to nearly 6 or 7 out of 10 for me over time, but I still find him a bit bland and a little too normal Transformer, so I had to cut him as well. So by process of elimination, and you might think I'm crazy for this, but my first pick is going to have to be Nexus Prime, or should I say Noxus Prime. Look, I know the complaints. He's a singular figure and not a combiner, and yes, that is a problem for some. It's just not a problem for me. I just think he's a really fun toy, and he feels more quality than any of the other primes. All the pin joints, the plastic, everything feels incredible. His artifact is the Enigma of Combination, and that might be ironic, but the Hasbro boys tell us limbs are coming, so who knows what that means. All I know is that helmet is something right out of Doom, and I'm here for it. Seriously, no other figure has ever surprised me so much once I got him out of the box. The fit and finish on him are absolutely spectacular. He's everything I want in a Transformers figure. And while I won't argue with those wiser than I about who he should be, I will say I just love him. Now let's get him transformed. So the first thing we can do is just fold those fists in on either side of his arms. Next, just untab this whole assembly from his back and lift it up like so. Now pull the whole thing back. That'll give you room to take his head, tuck it into this cavity, and the next thing you want to do is pull the arms out on either side and just pull these panels all the way out and to the front so they're out of the way. The next step will be to fold the nose cone down and tab that into place. After that, we can do a waist twist and then make him do a little split. Then you want to take the hips and turn them around 180 so you see the larger pin there. Do the same thing on the other side, just like that. Next, twist him at the hips so you see the mushroom peg right there, and then fold the knee down, and of course do the same thing on the other side. Now this is my favorite part of the transformation. You're going to take the leg and you're going to fold that into the body, and I don't know why, but this little bit of engineering is so satisfying. Push the whole thing in and you have that giant chunky tab that'll go into that slot. Just push that right into place. And then of course do the same thing on the other side. Next, you're going to take these big chunky panels and fold them over on a double hinge and tab them into place. Do that on both sides just like so. Now you're going to take the arms and push these panels down until it's all lined up and tabbed in. You might have to move the arms out of the way a little bit to get that tabbed in, but once you do that, straighten the arm up, and then of course do the same thing on the other side. Slide the arm down and then push this panel down until you tab it into the side just like that. Now you just want to take the arms and twist them around until that gold bit is on top, matching up with the gold bit in the center. Do the same thing on the other side. Now fold these black panels down. They're also on a double hinge, and line them up with that tab on the arm so you can press that all into place. And then of course do the same thing on the other side. Once that's done, now you just want to take his blasters and you can connect those with 5mm ports on either side of Nexus Prime to complete the look. And there you go. There you have his Cybertronian alt mode, which I like. Sure, it's a rectangle with wings, but I don't know what a Cybertronian ship is supposed to be shaped like. And the red and blue and gold colors with that black mixed in just looks so good. And yeah, you can have some fun with it. It's basically a blank canvas and you can do whatever you want with it. I like taking that 5mm port and sticking some mech tech guns in it and then throwing some blast effects on the back. I think that gives him a pretty cool look and fills him out quite a bit. I have no problem with his alt mode. I understand if other people do, but I just think he feels and looks so good. And I'm honestly excited about what they're going to give us when it comes to limbs and other things to combine with him later. So that's why I had to pick him. On to the next. My second Voyager pick is Alpha Trion, someone near and dear to my G1 heart. This is another figure covered in incredible details with wonderful collars and packed, by the way, with accessories and options. To include his two artifacts, the Quill and the Covenant of Primus. Very cool. He also includes a really cool forearm shield that can be attached to his back to convert into a cape of sorts, and you can do that in a couple different ways. The Covenant of Primus is made with red plastic and translucent plastic for the pages. The first page has this cool image of Cybertron, and the second page says "Till all are one" in ancient Autobot, and it also includes Alpha Trion's symbol. The last page has nothing, but overall, when you close it up, this is one of the coolest accessories we got from Age of the Primes. He can also wield the Autobot symbol like he did in the cartoon as the Coda remote, which did a lot of damage. Of course, he looked a lot younger then, until he didn't. It was a weird episode. Just watch it. And you can fill that hole left behind with a blast effect if you'd like to create an action scene where, you know, he bites it. Anyway, great figure. Let's get him transformed. Let's start by just sliding his head back like so. Then lift out each arm up to the side just like this. And then next you want to take those fists and just tuck those away. And he does have articulated fingers, so fold those up if you need to. Next, fold out these flaps on the back. And then you want to take this panel on top, slide that down, and then lift this whole assembly up. That way you can take this blue piece, lift it up, push it through, and snap it down on top of his head just like so. Next thing you're going to want to do is take his legs and twist them out just like this, and mine are really tight on my copy. Then you want to fold the heel into the foot, and again, this joint is tight as well, and then push the foot down just like so. Do the same thing on the other side, and then you can go ahead and tab those legs together and just press really tight to make sure all 3 tabs are connected and he's in there tightly. Next, you want to take these knee pieces and just kind of wiggle them loose so you can lift them up and away from the leg. It can be a little finicky, but just kind of bend them down. Then you can pull them out and lift them up like so. And you might want to have them lifted up a little higher, but when we bring the other piece down, you can always fix that. Now I'm going to put this back cape back on. It keeps falling off, and really there's a reason why I'll show you later. The next step you want to do is go ahead and bend the torso forward like so. And you'll notice there are a couple tabs on either side of the waist that are going to click in place once you push it in. It's kind of hard to see that happen. So what I like to do is just once it's down there, just push really tightly to make sure it's in place. Now we can take the top pit here. You see a couple tabs there that should slot into place, so just push that down and tab those in. Now here's where you're going to have to mess with the panels on the side. Make sure those are out of the way, and then make sure those knee joints are pushed up and away as well. Once all that's done, you can push that down and get that tabbed in tightly. And of course the cape fell off again, but I'll show you why that happens. Next, if the cockpit wasn't already, you can push that down into place just like so. And then now fold these panels down and they'll sort of nest into those knee joints. Do the same thing on the other side, and you'll have the front bit mostly complete. Now just twist the shoulders back just like this, and now we're going to fold the arms down with the shoulder pads and fold them into place. There's a tab slot there that's going to connect to a tab there. So just push everything down and line it up and aim to get that tab on the slot first. When you do that, this bit here will also nestle into that port. But the main thing you want to do is make sure it tabs into that slot tightly, and if you've done that, then that port will kind of push itself into place. Once that's done and everything's tightly in there, of course just repeat the process on the other side and get that arm pushed in, and the tab will go right into place as well. Now here's why my cape kept falling off. This post needs to be twisted around to the back side as well. It'll connect to his back using that tab slot and the post, and I had that post pushed around the wrong way. So with it in the right way, push it in, you have those 2 points of connection, and it should stay put. Now just fold out those wings on either side, and they're going to tab in underneath using this tab and tab slot here. So you might have to twist them a bit to get them in there, but once you push that tab into place, the wing will be locked in and it shouldn't go anywhere. Do the same thing on the other side, and of course once you tab it in, notice this little notch will fit into that little cavity right there. But focus on getting that tab into place, and if it's lined up and you push it in, it'll also notch in as well, and once you're done, the wings will hold nice and tight. As for the Covenant of Primus, that stores quite neatly underneath using this tab and tab slot. Basically push it with the post pointing down and it'll fit right into there perfectly. It's excellent storage. The quill will store under either of the wings as well using that tab and tab slot. Just stick it in there and you'll be good to go. And here we have Alpha Trion in his incredible Cybertronian alt mode. If you didn't love Nexus Prime, you gotta love this one at least. And his canopy will actually open and supposedly fit a Titan Master in there. I didn't have one handy, so I went ahead and stuck Michaela in there. She doesn't fit quite as well, but I think she's happy to be going along for a ride. So just sit in there, Michaela, and go fight the bad guys or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's just shut this cockpit. Whoops, sorry. Anyway, she'll fit in there kind of. Anyway, that's my look at Alpha Trion. Now let's check out my one pick for the Deluxe Prime you should buy. So just like in the Voyager class, we got 4 of the 13 in the Deluxe class, and I have to say it's a pretty mixed bag. There's nothing particularly bad about Alchemist Prime. He's a decent figure and he has pretty fun lore, but as far as being one of the 13, there's also nothing that really makes him stand out. He feels like a pretty basic Transformer with not too much complex engineering transforming into an armored vehicle, and for my purposes, he doesn't really fit the bill. Micronus is certainly unique, and I could see how a lot of people would love him, but at the end of the day, he is a very small, clear plastic figure that really just transforms into a disc. The single-wheel utility vehicle he rides on is just thrown in to justify the deluxe pricing. And at the end of the day, while he is certainly unique, and he's kind of cute because he's so tiny, I just don't think he's worth the price and certainly not worthy of this particular list. Solus Prime is a tougher one, and I think a lot of people might have chosen her, and she is an excellent figure. She looks great in both modes. My issues with her are mainly with the transformation. Parts of her legs always fall off for me, and it's really tricky to make that transformation happen without having to do little parts forming, just from parts that keep falling off and having to put them back on. And that's what bums me out most about this figure. Otherwise, it's a great looking figure, but at the end of the day, it's also just not unique enough. So that leaves me with one choice, which I'm sure will probably be the most contested one on this list. Yes, that's right, it's Quintus Prime. We're playing Squid Games over here, and I love it. Quintus Prime just somehow feels more alive than any of the other figures. Perhaps it's the way those squid-like tentacles seem to become more translucent and glow by the time you get to his feet. He really just seems to glow on the shelf and has such an... Wait a minute, what are you doing there?
Flashback Funhouse, you're crazy. Quintus sucks.
Shut up, micro penis. Anyway, it also helps that Quintus has pretty darn good light piping as well, thanks to basically the entire back of his skull being clear plastic. Speaking of clear plastic, you can remove Quintus Prime's artifact by opening up the panel on his back and then pushing it through and out. It's called the Ember Stone, and it is basically just a big, clear, greenish yellow stone. But it looks pretty cool, and not only can he wear it in his chest, he can also hold it in his hand or even on one of his tentacles. But now just tuck it back in there, stick it through, and then close that up, because it's time to transform Quintus Prime.
Wait.
What, my Cronus?
Quintus sucks and you sucks.
Yeah, real mature. Anyway, let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is twist the arm up by the shoulder just like this, and then turn the arm so the mushroom peg is facing you, and do the same thing on the other side. Next, untab these forearm pieces and shift them up, and then tab them back into place, covering up the fist. Do that again on the other side. Next, just push Quintus's head back and out of the way, and then you want to take the arms and you want to move them into these notches on either side. So just shift the shoulder up and make sure it plants itself in that notch. Do the same thing on the other side with the other arm, and once they're pushed in there really well, then you can go ahead and tab the arms together using these 3 different tabs. Just make sure they're pushed in really tightly and line up well. And now just twist that tentacle arm up and around so that the post on it will sit neatly into the notch on the side of the chest. Just tuck that into place, and then of course do the same thing on the other side. Next, just give the waist a good old 180 twist, and then lift up Quintus's skirt to reveal those translucent plastic legs. We're going to take these green panels and lift them up and tab them into the top of the thighs. Do that with each panel. Once that's done, we can turn the thing around 180, lift up the panels on the other side, and now you want to take the legs, lift them up like this so the corners of the legs will just sit into those notches. They won't sit flat. You just need to pull the front part of the leg up, move it back, and then sit it into that notch. Once they're both lined up well and in that notch, then of course just fold the feet down on either side. Once you've done that, then you can go about tabbing the tentacle skirt back into the legs. Push each of the tabs in nice and solid, and of course make sure you do that on the other side as well. Now just bring the sides of the skirt down on either side, and there you go, you're pretty much done. And now you have Quintus Prime in his very unique alt mode. This isn't an alt mode that looks like it needs thrusters. It looks like it just glides through space organically. And by the way, those tentacle arms, you can have fun with those. You can fold those up and lay them over the top, and they look like they might be firing weapons of some kind. And of course, with those 5mm ports, just do whatever you want with them. Have fun. That's what's great about Quintus Prime. You can go crazy with it. Tucking those arms away again, however, I just really am appreciating every little detail of Quintus Prime's alt mode. The shades of green, the translucence, it looks so alive. And of course, the cockpit opens and reveals that Ember Stone as well. I just really love this alt mode. None of the other figures look anything like this. And that's what makes him unique, and that's what makes him a must-buy for me. So they're the only 5 I believe you need to buy of the 13 primes to have a pretty cool collection. As for those 13 artifacts, my Japanese exclusive, Voyager Optimus Prime from Dark of the Moon with a Mech Tech trailer, is taking care of storage and display for those. So I think this is a much cooler option than that stupid golden disc. Do you have any fun alternative uses for those artifacts, or are you just going to keep them on your figures? Let me know in the comments. And shout out, by the way, to people who watch the whole video, as opposed to those who just skim to see the top 5 to rush straight to the comments and tell me I'm an idiot for my choices. But hey, Everybody's going to have different choices, so feel free to go to the comments and give me your top 5, and thanks for watching and have a great day.